What up to everybody in the podverse and all those sleeping in the cloud? Welcome to the Blacklog, where we talk black about TV, film, music. Sometimes we just digress into odd conversations and drink beverages. Usually it's coffee or tea, which is recommended by 3 out of 4 cardiologists. Let's say what's up.
Is it really?
It is.
Oh. I was really
is.
wondering.
It really is. My name is Rod.
You're very good with improvisation, so I don't know. You quick on your toes, man. You quick on your feet.
Well, again, my name is Rod, and the inquisitive young man on the other side of the screen is my brother Ryan, and we host the Blacklog.
What's up? What's up?
We do things, like I say, you heard what we do. And
what's up? What's happening?
As we have been doing, we're talking about the TV show Different World. We're in season 2 with big change
This literally happens every time I go, oh. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like, follow, and share. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please make sure to give us a 5-star rating. And if you don't like our show, leave that 5-star rating. We promise to be better next time. And shout out to E. Tiffany Custom Creations, found at etiffanycreations.com
for all your apparel needs.
And they do have good apparel. Good, great apparel.
Before I was so eloquently interrupted by the O, like I say, we are talking Different World, and it is the 2nd season. Big change because Debbie Allen came in and revamped the show that it would become the number 2 show in America. And this is the 1st season under her, and we're on episode 13, lucky number 13, titled "I Got the Muse in Me." It's written by Bud Weiser. That is his name. We've mentioned this before. You probably, if you're watching the show, you know Bud has written an episode before. Bud Weiser. Budweiser. I wish he was alive so I could contact him to see if this is like a thing that he did to be, with the beer Budweiser. Because I just don't believe, isn't it? But I might be. You know what? I'm just saying.
Hey, there have been no movies made by Bud Weiser.
No, but he's written on All in the Family. That's my mama, Rhoda. One Day at a Time. And Charles in Charge, if you remember, Saturday afternoon.
Insert foot in mouth. Thank you.
What?
Thank you. Me.
I mean, it's not that you said a movie. That's TV. All I'm saying. He's written TV. He has not written. He had no films to my knowledge. The name Budweiser is so interesting. I wonder if the beer company came after him. We are in a litigious country right here. Mike came in, hey man, what you doing there? Is that your real name?
I know.
It was produced and directed by who else? Debbie Allen.
She said, honey, I need to take hold of this show.
And she did. Our episode begins down in the pit. We open with Jaleesa coming down, and she sees Freddie sitting at a table. She's working on her creative writing assignment that's due. I find it weird. Let me see. I guess I would have a concerned roommate, I guess. Like, how you doing have you finished your creative writing assignment? I'm not kidding. I don't think I'm concerned.
if you think about having a roommate like Freddie, who probably comes in talking about everything all day and talking about that paper, I'm pretty sure that it's pretty ingrained in Jaleesa's head. Now, if it was anybody else,
maybe not.
Freddie probably walks in, oh my God, I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that, oh my God.
Makes sense. She is a freshman. And, well, like I said, Jaleesa's asking her about her completing her creative stuff. She says she hasn't written a thing yet, but she's waiting for her muse to find her muse to come and inspire her. she says, Hemingway would sit in France and wait for the inspiration. I'm used to come to. Jaleesa had a good joke when she said, Hemingway flunked out of Hillman, sitting at a table just like this. You better complete that damn assignment, Professor Foster. I was like, she got a point. Hemingway does not have a degree from Hillman. She says, I'm waiting on my muse. And at that moment, Ron enters, and Dwayne asks why he hasn't dropped off he has his clothes. He said, why didn't you drop off my clothes to the cleaners? One thing I've noticed over the episodes, Dwayne is forever sending Ron on real ass errands. Like, why you doing this?
It seemed to be a lot of cleaner runs.
Yeah.
A lot of runs to the cleaners.
How much money? Why are you in college needing this many, this many clothes going to the cleaners? It's kind of weird. He's the same person who couldn't get a ride home for Christmas, but he's sending clothes to the cleaners.
I know.
Well, Ron tells him the cleaners is closed and says that the mall is being leveled. He said, leveled? Dwayne is like, not. What about Renee's? Renee's ribs will be history tomorrow.
Renee's barbecue is closing.
Told him, said, why Renee doing this? The man is 72 and he's going home. Yeah. He's going to Florida to live with his mama.
Yep.
We move over to Walter, who is behind the counter, which bothers me too much. How that man is always behind the counter.
It bothers me next that he's carrying around hot sauce.
That is bothering me. He's carrying hot sauce around his neck. But I mean, it's like he's always running like he owns the place.
That's supposed to be some underlying black joke. I feel. Yeah, but I will say, I think there are people. That do carry around hot sauce, but it's kind of an underlying black joke. It's really not funny.
It's really not. It's not funny.
Well, it's not funny to me. It's not funny to me.
How about this? It's not it's not as true as everybody wants to make it out to be. Now, I've met one or two people who got hot sauce, and dare I say, usually they're the auntie types who got some Daniel Greens on and smoking a cool. But I'm just saying. But yeah. It happens. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I believe it does. I just don't think it as much. Like you say, I don't think it's as much as people want you to believe. Either way, Walter says, Jaleesa comes over and Walter says, what you doing? What are you putting all over your food? Mr. Leroy's hot sauce. Something he says about it coaxes out the flavor. It's like, okay. And he said, something about cooking and
it's got to be Mr. Leroy's hot sauce too.
Yeah, that's a little bit much too.
Just something to point out. Just want to point that out.
Could have been Mr. Chet, but now it had to be Mr. Leroy. But Jaleesa, he says, you ought to let me cook you a gourmet dinner. It's like, you can't cook. And he's like, yes, I can. He's like insisting that he can cook. Cut to him at Lettie's apartment begging Lettie, you got to teach me how to cook in 3 days. I don't know how it's like. I guess it's a TV thing too. Because, look, it's true. I know guys lie. But when the lie is just so extreme, like why would you tell? Like,
hey, I'll be honest with you. I understand where you're going with that, but I know some people who will say something and just stand on it. It's like, nope, I'm just gonna fall on this sword, and it'll be the worst. It'll be the most dull and rusty sword that anybody wants to fall on. But they're like, nope, I'm falling on this sword. This is the sword. This is the hill I'm dying on today.
Let me tell you something. In Hollywood, people lie. I do know that people lie, but it's like, man, it's like the other side. You just like, I have a Benz, but it's in the shop. Like you don't,
yeah.
I do this and I have that and I own that. I have this talent. I can cook a gourmet meal for you. But like I said, Sinbad. Walter is begging her to come over, him to come over, and Lettie's like, I can't teach you how to be a gourmet chef in 3 days. Knock, knock, knock. Who comes over to drop off something by but
Mr. Gaines.
Mr. Vernon Gaines. And he hears this and he says, I don't know why you want to know nothing about that French food. It's just drowned in all them sauces. I don't even know why. And he goes on to say, what you want to learn how to cook? You need to cook a good meatloaf. You cook a good meatloaf. Me, the night I cooked meatloaf for my, oh God, I forgot I'm about to call her my Velma. The night I cooked night for my Velma is the night she proposed. I cooked my meatloaf. She proposed to me. Like, and to this day, anytime I come in the house with some ground round, she get frisky. I'm gonna get frisky. But he's telling us, like, you can't do this. But that's the thing. The moment he drags for French food, Lettie says, I will teach you how to cook in 3 days. Like, why you let Vernon wind you up?
Competition, man. Competition, bro.
You got into a measuring contest with Vernon Gaines just because Vernon wound you up and said you can't teach him.
And then he was clowning him. Said, I know what I'm gonna say. Where's the milk of magnesia?
Man, we go next to Whitley. Kim and Whitley's room. Whitley is exercising when Kim enters with a pizza. And she's got her full-on Jane Fonda outfit on, getting her little exercise on, and Kim tells her, don't tell me nothing about this pizza.
For those of you who don't know, Jane Fonda was the original workout queen. Now that you see all of these people who are leading all of these workouts everywhere, Jane Fonda was the original.
Yes, she was. Jane Fonda. She's a great actress, Oscar-winning, and for some reason, just... got that? I think not for some reason. There's money involved. That's all. There's money.
Her best work, in my opinion. 9 to 5.
Good work. It was a good movie. Good movie. Like I say, Whitley's getting her Jane Fonda on, and she's like, "Don't tell me. I don't care. This is my pizza. Don't talk." Kim's like, "Back off." And then she's like, your New Year's resolution to stay in shape is your resolution. It ain't my resolution. Whitley starts to brag about, I'm just trying to stay in shape because I want to be on later on. I want to be in later on in life. And she just wants to joke this, that, and the other. And Whitley says not to brag, but my discipline, this, that, and the other. Enjoy your pizza. And then she exits. And she hears Freddie yelling. And she walks over into Freddie's room, Freddie and Jaleesa's room, to find a frustrated Freddie talking about her writing assignments that she still has yet to start. She's brooding, this, that, the other.
Freddie was balling out of control and writing poetry at the beginning of the year when she was making the meatloaf cry.
I was going to get to that. I was going to get to that. Why was she she was very, very astute in her writing at that point. And all of a sudden
she was out there busting it out in Professor Foster's class.
And the way she says, Mr. Foster said, you got hackney writing. I was like, God, dog, like after that lesson, I thought you would have gotten better. But Professor Foster, who was so talking about poetry as a wide open thing, you can't be so strict. It's like, damn, he's like calling her hackney. You're kind of the Professor Foster, you kind of become the person that you said Freddie was. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he did say that he was like that.
Well, he came back. He came back.
Hey, look, I'll put this in a football analogy. I think it was Jimmy Johnson who said it. He said Tony Romo said he said something to the effect that I'd never have Tony Romo as my quarterback because he is a practice quarterback. He knows all of the throws and he makes all of those throws. And at some point in time, when he makes a throw, like when he's making those throws and the defense has to pick it off and practice all that stuff, he makes that throw in the game, inevitably. Hey, you saw Brett Favre when he played the Saints in the NFC Championship. They busted him up. He was so disciplined all year long. Then they just kept hitting him. He said, "You know what? I'm just gonna sling it." Interception.
Favre gonna Favre. Like I said, Freddie's brooding.
That low life. My bad.
Huh? Freddie's brooding. And then Kim enters and talks of there is a party. Oh my